Vader here with another video review, and today we're taking a look at the Transformers Masterpiece 14 Alert, or just Masterpiece Red Alert. And I love you! Okay, so we have Red Alert here, and he's small. He's one of the, Sideswipe was the first car Masterpiece figure, and he pretty much repainted Sideswipe. I don't own Sideswipe. I chose Red Alert out of the two, and he's small. When I say he's small, he's small. He's pretty goddamn small. And I'm getting that out of the way now because I know for some people that that's a detriment to the figure because he cost around $80 to $90 before shipping, and I got him for $100 at a convention. At least in my opinion, though, because I love his engineering and just his aesthetic, I don't mind what I paid, and my shadow's getting in the way. I don't mind what I paid. I think he's still just very, very nice. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit here. His aesthetic and just the fineness of his car is just all pretty great. I really don't know how to say it because I'm not any car expert. He's a Lamborghini Countach LP 500S, and it just says it right there. I mean, I already knew he's a Countach, but that's it. I'm no Lamborghini guy. And he's different. He's different from Sideswipe because he has this right here, but in robot mode he has more remolding. So I think he might have different tires. Pretty sure about that, but don't quote me on that. And new paint and all that, but whatever. If you're an engineering junkie and you're interested in how they make different Transformers and all that fun stuff, he is really cool to look at. At least play with him. I understand why someone might not have him at an $80 price point. Maybe just because they don't feel that they can spend that much money on this figure. But he's still worth it. And, at least in my opinion. I know I say that a lot, but I don't want someone to go out and spend almost $100 on this and then be disappointed with the size, because I understand that whole thing. I just disagree personally. Still, he is really nice. He is quality. This guy is a quality Transformer. He is Masterpiece. You know, he still has vehicle lines. I read posts people talking about the lines, but he is still a toy. You know, as, you know, Masterpiece and all that, you be it, he still has his lines here. This is probably the most garish one right here because I don't find that it sits very well. Maybe it's just how I have the arm plugged in, but that's the only way I've been able to find to do it. I don't know if anyone else is like this, but yeah. There's not really any robot cable at all, and he's very, very compact. Everything goes somewhere. There's no empty space. And here in the window, you can see his feet. Like, everything is taking up a cubic, you know, measurement of space. You can see this little square port up here. It's kind of weird, but, you know, just because they added, right here, you can store his gun, or his shoulder cannon in vehicle mode, and then you can take his handgun and store it right there. And if you're crazy like me, take this, put it right there. That's silly, detail in his paint apps. It works. He has this really little Lamborghini logo on his hood. Fire department Autobot logo. I find some of the edges of the paint's kind of eh. It's not garish or like glaring like on Masterpiece Sideswipe that some cases had. There's some thumbprints right there, but it's not tacky paint, even though it looks like it is. But it's just around the windows it gets kind of sloppy, and that sucks. And I just noticed that. Ugh. I can fix that though. So some of the paint on this guy isn't as fine as I would have hoped, especially like up here. I don't know, it's not bad, but you can definitely tell that it's... The cool thing you can do in this car mode, if you own the MP-10 mold or the new Masterpiece Optimus version 2 and you have his trailer, you can take Alert or Sideswipe and you can wheel him up into the trailer. Just like that. And close it up. Just like that. And Optimus can carry him around. Just because Red Alert isn't stable enough to do it himself because, well, he's not very... He has self-esteem issues. Now, transforming this guy is pretty interesting. It took me a couple tries to get my feel for how I'm going to transform him, or at least get the sequence down. So I'm going to try and just share how I do it, or the order I do it. First thing you're going to want to do, though, just to get everything out of the way, it'll help. Take his front wheels and rotate them in, just like that. Just like that. I don't know. Come back here and take his fin. They split, rotate up like that. Then what do I do next? The arms. Take up the arms right here, grab it like right here, unclip it out, and rotate them up like that. Don't clip them in yet up top, but just leave them kind of hanging like that. Then you have this kind of exploding thing right here. You're going to take the back piece right here with the seam that goes across, and you're going to separate the doors or the windows right here in this crack. So you're going to separate those, and then that'll loosen everything up, and the feet connect on tabs on the inside of here. They rest in there, and then you just take them and you pull them down. You rotate them down, and this will, you might want to push these up actually before you do that, just for simplicity's sake. Rotate this down, rotate the back panel up. You can fold these panels back now and separate the legs. Take this piece up here, rotate that forward, both sides, flip up the foot, and then you can fold out the red heel. There you go. Come up here in this black piece, take this panel and swing it inward, and then there is a little post right there and a slot right there that you should collapse just like that and find and snap in. Same thing on the other side. Makes a rectangle, and where is it? Nope. There it goes. There it goes. Rotate these back up over the seam of the black piece, and then it kind of forms the foot seam, or at least kind of like an illusion of no seam. Take this crotch piece, fold it down to the top. Take this piece and you'll unfold it. Then come to the waist, and this will hinge forward like that. So it's on a double hinge, just like that. And then everything's all ready to go right there. That's all flush. Come back to the back and take these doors, and you'll unclip them and then just rotate them on the inside, and they will stow away in these slots. They won't peg in anywhere, they'll just sit there once everything's folded down. Take the front of the car, fold it forward, it'll come down over the collarbone, and it'll find this tab and slot right there in the chest. Tap it together, take the arms, fold them up. You can now untab them from the top of the shoulders and rotate the arms around. Just kind of situate them so the silver's facing forward. Just like that. Take his head, flip it forward. Take this, push it flush with his back, just like that. Now all I have to do is fold out his hands. Fold out his hands and his little phalange fingerly thingies. And then there you have the little crazy guy in robot mode. And then also take his shoulder cannon and put it on him. Do it, do it, there you go. Alright, and here we have Red in his robot mode. His, just his sculpt and his design just looks just fabulous. And you can see to where the same design team kind of designed him as the masterpiece of years past. So here is Sideswipe, and then here's Optimus. There's a big scale difference. So the cool thing though, I'd say the best compliment I can offer this figure is when I got him at a convention where I opened him in a hotel room. And I got him out of the box, and I didn't know he was this small until I got home and put him next to Optimus. I don't know. That's probably just me. I don't know if anyone else had that sort of experience where they didn't, comprehend how small he was just because of how much he does on his own with the other masterpieces. And Optimus's head, he only goes up to just under, the middle of his stomach, and Optimus is yay tall. So, that's a pretty big difference. But he's in scale with Optimus still. Some people might like that, and some people might think, no, he's too short. But, to each his own. Anyway, here's Red Alert. And his molding is pretty great. He has a really, organic-looking face, and he has a remolded head from Sideswipe, or at least a helmet. His eyes, on the other hand, are really, really, really dead. They're very, very dead. And all of his paint apps still carry over. All the way down his abs and his crotch plate. Everything, kind of the molded detail stays. And he doesn't have too many paint apps off the legs, and that just kind of don't carry over from the car mode, which is fine, but that's just sort of a thing with Red Alert. And then again, I don't have Sideswipe to compare him to. I know Sideswipe has, I think, more paint apps, but Red Alert is still really flippin' cool. I like him a lot. He comes with a gun, a gun, a red gun. And this gun really just looks like a G1 gun. There's no paint apps on it. It doesn't look special at all. It just looks like a gun that came out of a G1 toy. You know, and that's not real bad. I find that his hands don't hold it too well. You have a little post right here, and you clip it in that slot. If I don't snap it. And you just kind of gently place it in there, but this hand doesn't hold it too well. Or it could be the other hand. No, it's this hand that doesn't hold it very well at all. And if you fold it down too much, it'll force it out. That's out of focus. So you kind of have to let it sit there like that. That's about as much as I can get it. And even if I move the hand a little bit, or the arm, the coolest accessory he comes with is this little effect piece. And these are just a little like headset to put on him to emulate the sparks from the episode where he went crazy. And he just started having like these head sparks and just kind of lose his mind. And that's pretty cool. I think that's just kind of nifty and cute to where he just kind of just loses his mind. So you can just kind of just grovel and cry and hope Red Alert or Inferno comes and saves him. Yeah, that's a thing. Red's articulation is pretty nice, and it doesn't kind of go out of its way. His head's on a his neck's on a nice hinge that swivels, a swiveling hinge. So that's neat, and you can still see the pin through the cheek, which is fine. But yeah, his head looks up really nice and gets some good poses out of that. Grr. Shoulders on rotating hinges, goes all the way around, in and out. Rotating biceps, single jointed elbows, which kind of bugs some people, but whatevs. Rotatable wrists with posable fingers, or at least just the connected forefingers. Waist rotates 360. Kicks my camera. Legs go forward and back with this skirt piece in the way a little bit. Universal joint up in the hip rotates. Joint and knee 90 degrees, which is pretty nice, and then the tilting and hinged ankles. So, alert pose is really nice, and he doesn't really fall flat in too many areas, except for maybe some paint. I wouldn't even call them blemishes in car mode. And his articulation is very nice. He resembles his character model very well. I know he takes a couple liberties, but he's still very cool. And I was recommended him by Gotdamn. So if you listen to the podcast TFW or WTF at TFW 2005. Gotdamn is the reason, or Gotdamn on Twitter, is the reason I bought this. He just made it look so cool, and I was like, alright, fine, I guess I'll buy it, because I only bought him because what I wanted to buy at the convention they didn't have, and it was the same price, so I went ahead and bought this. I'm not complaining about it. I'm still very happy with my purchase. I think $100 was a fine price for me. I would not urge you to spend $100. Do not spend $100. $80 is a good price point. I think is probably the choice price point at the most, which sucks because most stores seem to be selling him for $90. It just depends on what you can find, and I don't know how overstocked or understocked he is. It depends on how many people want him. I'm rambling. If you like him, go get him. If you don't like him, ignore him. That's totally fine. Now, it is unsure if this figure will be coming out in the United States due to the Lamborghini license. We don't know if that carried over to Hasbro or just to Karatami. So that is a thing that we don't really know about yet. If you have any questions about this guy, please leave them in the comment section down below. Like this video or dislike it depending on if you did or not. Subscribe to my channel for more reviews, and check out Primecast every weekend on SSJ Autobot's YouTube channel, starring SSJ Autobot, Sportimus, and myself. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.